Hi everyone, Dee Hendricks, Clinical Specialist with Planmeca USA. Today's topic, we're going to go over toggle switches. Our toggle switches are View Byte Registration, Hide Model, Material Thickness, and View Contacts. So when using byte registration, make sure you left click and click it twice. This makes it transparent so you can see the occlusal contact. So now I'm going to come over and put on left click and hit View Contacts. So here you'll be able to see on my occlusal table my view contacts. We always say we want them white, brown, and black. So here these areas are good to go. But on the left hand side of our crown here, you'll notice on the occlusal table we have a little bit of purple. So we need to take that out. So we'll come over to the left hand side to our contact refinement. Our byte is set at -80, which is fine. So then you just come to the occlusal table, left click and draw a circle around the area that is too heavy, and it takes away the purple. You'll see here on the right hand side of our screen where it says contacts and it says microns. This is the color and number indicator for our occlusal contacts. So anything that has aqua, green, yellow, or red is actually too heavy for our contacts. And then anything in the negative means it is below our contact that we're safe to go, so we're not having to make occlusal adjustments once the crown is milled out. Next, we're going to turn off our byte registration, and then we're going to left click and hide model. You'll see here in the interproximal contacts here. Now if these words are in the way, go to the bottom right, left click on the white tooth, and you can zoom in with your wheel. You'll have the same here, the contact color and number indicator on the right hand side of your screen. So you'll notice on our interproximal contacts, we always teach aqua with a tinge of green. Here you have red, yellow, and green. And then you have the royal blue. The royal blue is how wide your contact is, and then once you get it down to the aqua and a tinge of green, that shows the point of your contact. So we're going to left click on the smooth feature. On the vertical aspect, we're going to raise it all the way up, or the horizontal aspect of the surface, I'm going to bring it in, and then we're going to, typically I make it the size of how wide my contact is. So I'm come over onto my contact area, and I'm just going to left click till I get an aqua with a tinge of green. Okay, so there we go. So now we're going to look at the other side. Same here, you see our contact is too heavy, so we're going to left click to aqua with a tinge of green. Maybe one more time. So that's how we use our hide model and our contact to view our contacts. Next we have our material thickness. So you'll notice here on the material thickness, for this we have to raise up the areas that are yellow. So we can't do that with our smooth feature. You have other features that you can use. You can use rubber tooth, dropper, or the paint feature. And this as well has a color code and number chart on the right hand side, and this is in millimeters, the material thickness. So in order for the mill to mill this out, you at least need it to have 1.5 to 2 millimeters in colors to be able to mill out. So that means your prep has to be at least a 1.5 to 2 millimeter reduction in order for the crown to be all blue and green. So here we have some yellow on the occlusal table, so we want to make that a little heavier, at least heavier green. So I'm going to left click on paint feature. You have to remember where it's yellow if you use the paint feature, and I'm just left click and dragging and using the paint feature to fill in those areas that are yellow. So I'm going to left click on the occlusal area key up a few times, hit the paint feature, and then you see where it fills it in nicely for us. So we can actually add a little bit more on this side of the occlusal table. And then that fills in our area, and it also keeps our anatomy. So here on the axial wall here, we'll have to left click on our rubber tooth. Make sure your model is at an angle. Left click and pull out the area that is too thin, at least to the green. Now when using material thickness, yes, we've already checked the byte here. I'm just showing you how to use the toggle switches. But typically if you've moved the area up on the occlusal feature, you will need to go back and check your byte. But if you're following the order of the workflow sheet, you should check material thickness, byte, and then your interproximal contacts. And then recheck your material thickness at the end to make sure you don't have any areas that are too thin before going to the mill tab. So this is how you use toggle switches in design.